All right,
All
cool.
right.
So thank you for getting on this call with me. And let's just start at the beginning. Why don't you share with everyone how you initially found out you had FAI and what you kind of started doing to attempt to fix it in the beginning?
Sure. Well, I started running for the first time at 40 years old, which might have had something to do with it. And I ran very hard for about 12 weeks. And then I ran two 5Ks back to back, and I played an indoor soccer game, and I just got a slow hip pain that got progressively worse. Somebody passed me the ball in a soccer game, and I literally couldn't swing around and shoot. It was like I just whiffed, basically, and my hip was in tremendous pain.
Yeah.
So I thought I had probably torn a hamstring, and I went to the doctor, and they put my x-ray up, and they said the one thing you should never do is run. They said the ball and socket of your hip do not fit together right. You should never be a runner, and you need to go to a hip specialist immediately. And they gave me some pain pills. And that's where it started.
Okay. And then what happened after that? Did you get the surgery? What did you do after that?
Well, then I was really, really sad. I went to the hip specialist, and he said I might be able to work my way out of it with physical therapy, and to try that for about 6 weeks. And if that didn't work, to go to the surgery.
Uh-huh.
So I tried a little bit of that, and then I thought, well, if I need the surgery, I just want to get this over with. And I met somebody else, a biker, who was biking again after surgery. So I thought, okay, this is what I need to do. And I signed up for surgery immediately and got it done as fast as I could.
Mm-hmm. And what happened after that? Was it better? Was it same? Worse?
It started different. Like before surgery, I had a lot of trouble sitting. After surgery, I could sit better, but I had trouble standing. It's a very long, difficult rehab. It's not a quick fix. You're walking the same day, which is encouraging and exciting. But I just had a lot of little pain. I couldn't stand up for a long period of time, which is difficult if you're in line at the store or you're standing up at a party. I would get dizzy and just have to sit down. And it got slowly better. I did all the exercises. I worked as hard as a person possibly could. I went to every PT. It was very, very hard. And slowly I felt like I wasn't hitting my milestones. You know, after surgery, you're like, oh, it's a week out. I should be able to do this. A month out, I should be able to do that. And I just kind of, my healing was slowing down, and I was actually stuck. At one point, I really couldn't move my leg very much. It wasn't moving out, external rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So I got nervous, and then every time I go in, they'd say, well, it's because you're older, or it takes longer for women. Like you're getting there, it's just going to take forever. And then a year passed, and the clock was just running out, and I just felt like I was stuck.
So you were doing all this physical therapy, working really hard a year after the surgery, and then what happened after that?
After that, I ran out of my health benefits, and I'd been working I had been doing acupuncture and really good massage and working just very hard, doing everything I could, but I literally ran out of physical therapy benefits, and the surgery was just super expensive. And I didn't know what to do, and then I found your posting, and I downloaded the FAI Fix.
Right. And then so you've been working on the FAI Fix, and what's been happening with that? You've not only been working on the FAI Fix, but you've also, well, first talk about that. What happened after you started the FAI Fix?
The changes were immediate. It was amazing. I started over a Thanksgiving weekend on a Thursday, and I basically spent hours every day that weekend in the gym doing some of the work. And the whole physical therapy process, I had not focused on my quads or my adductors the way that the FAI Fix had me do. So doing all of the fire hydrant stuff with the softball and the kettlebell just loosened up my adductors incredibly, to a point where I was able to really sit down at my desk at work in a ton less pain. Because even after the surgery, even though sitting was better than before surgery, I still had trouble sitting down. I had trouble on long car trips, and that sort of immediately was clearing up once I did the quad wall stretch and the adductor work. So that was very encouraging.
So is that one of the main things that you found was different from all the physical therapy stuff that you had been doing, and the FAI Fix was the tissue work specifically on kind of the quads and the adductors?
Yeah, the tissue work and the stretching, which were both things throughout my life and being on teams and doing things. I've always done tissue work and I've always done stretching, but it was different tissue work and different stretches.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of wondered, God, why doesn't every coach on every team have all their players do these things?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. So you did that for a while and you got to a certain point, but you've also gone above and beyond and sought us out to do a little Skype one-on-one. You saw me in person recently. What did that add in addition to what you already were getting from the FAI Fix?
Well, it was tremendous. The one thing with the Fix, it's so many things that you're going through and you're trying to figure out which ones are the best for you. And because I was putting so much time into it, I didn't want to get that wrong. I think also anybody who's been through this has that feeling in the back of their head that maybe it's not going to help them. Maybe something's different about their body. For me, I also have a strong kyphosis curve in my back. So I thought maybe my back is just too crooked. Maybe I'm going to do all of this and it's just, I'm never going to get to pain free because of the way that I am. So being able to Skype with Kristen and then work with you in person and for you guys to be able to see exactly what was going on with me was something that I needed for direction and also for confidence to know that, yes, those things aren't going to slow me down. I can be a functional, pain-free person again.
Right. Yeah. So where are you now?
And so that was really helpful.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I was saying, just where are you now? So you've done the FAI Fix for a while, and then now you've been doing a little one-on-one work on Skype and in person with me. Where is your body at now? What are you able to do that you weren't able to do before?
I think I'm at a point emotionally where I can see myself at pain-free. I'm not quite there yet, but I have made such strong strides that I feel, and I have times when things don't hurt, which is amazing because I've been in pain for about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to get there, seeing the example and feeling the pain diminish. I can do things. I can do a full pigeon now, no problem. Before I couldn't even begin to do the version on the table when I started. I can do a butterfly and touch my nose to my toes. For months after surgery, I couldn't really even sit Indian style. So that's huge. I mean, I basically can stretch almost every direction in the stretches that were really difficult. The quad wall stretch, super easy now.
Nice.
I mean, I'm loose walking around. I probably have better hips in some ways than a lot of people because of the stretching.
Mm-hmm. And what about
but
the
I
running?
still have a little bit of tightness I'm trying to work out. I'm not quite there yet.
And the running, are you doing any running?
Yes. And I've sort of been running throughout. I ran last season after the surgery about 7 or 8 months out, but I ran through pain. Mm. And then this year I decided, that was another thing, I decided I'm not going to run through pain anymore. So I've been running and it feels pretty good. I'm not totally pain-free, but it's not any more pain than sitting down or walking around or whatever. And I stretch a lot. And I'm hitting my old speeds, which is exciting for me, or at least close to my old speed. So I know that I can get there as a runner.
Yeah, that's great. Very cool. So if I have the timeline correctly and, put in anything I'm missing, you had the surgery and then you were doing physical therapy for about a year. Mm-hmm. And then how long have you been working on the FAI Fix?
4 months now.
Okay, cool.
And I think the other thing too, for anybody going into it, is you have to work really hard. I think it's kind of fun. I've learned a lot about my body. It's fun to feel things get better.
Yeah.
But, I definitely spend an hour or two a day. I get all my friends, my coworkers, I get other people to do it with me because I love the exercises. I do it when I'm watching TV, when I'm reading. I'm just constantly doing it. And that's why I think I've gotten the results from the direction and the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely a key, is just putting in the time and putting in the effort. And if you can have your community support around you, that's even better. Do you have any kind of last words of advice that you would give to someone who maybe thinks they have FAI or just got diagnosed with FAI or is somewhere along the path? Any kind of keys that you think are very valuable to help people who are in the same situation?
Yeah, I think the first is to recognize it's hard. It's very hard emotionally on you and on everyone around you, but it's not the end of the world if you work hard. And I think it's absolutely worth it to work hard. I'm 42. I want to be running and walking and doing things for the next 30 or 40 years. And I've seen a lot of people just get kind of sad and give up. And I don't think you have to do that. So I think just to keep at it. And as you said, be consistent and persistent, I think.
Yep. Patient and persistent.
Patient and persistent. And ask questions. I think the one other thing I didn't realize when I downloaded it was that you guys would be so helpful with questions. The first time I emailed you, I thought, oh, he's never going to write back. I bought the thing. And so whenever I've kind of hit a stumbling pot or have a question or not sure how to use a tool, I email you guys or Skype and I get the answers. So I think to not be afraid to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a very near and dear to my heart topic, and so I'm always available for helping, and Matt is, and Kristen is, and all the whole team is. So very cool. Well, I'm so thankful and grateful that you got to share your story. I think the females were a little underrepresented in our FAI testimonial videos, but they're out there, and so I'm glad we got to get on a call and get you to share your story. So with that, I guess we'll sign off, and you know where to find me if you got any more questions.
Yeah, happy to. I will. Thanks, Shane. Take care. Enjoy San Diego.
All right. See ya.